It is. Okay. The time is 5:30 p.m. and this special meeting of the Board of Trustees to canvass the election is called to order. Pursuant to Texas Election Code, Section 67.004, there are 3 trustees present, which constitutes a quorum, and notice of this meeting has been posted in the time and manner required by law. Action item. Our business during this meeting is to canvass the returns and declare the results of the May 6, 2023 general election for trustees in positions 1, 4, and 5, and the special election for the voter approval of the issuance of bonds. On May 12, 2023, Fort Bend County Elections Administrator John Oldham delivered the certificate statement of the votes cast in the May 6, 2023 election pursuant to the joint election agreement with Fort Bend County. The votes cast in the election are as follows. Of the 282,408 registered voters in Fort Bend Independent School District, 19,261 ballots were cast. The votes cast for trustee position 1 are as follows. Angie Hannon, 9,854. Oscar Sines, 7,078. Angie had 58.2% of the vote. Congratulations to Ms. Hannon for being re-elected. The votes cast for trustee position 4 are as follows. Shirley Rose Gilliam, 8,568, and Cheryl Ann Buford, 7,959 votes. Shirley had 51.84%. Congratulations to Dr. Shirley Rose Gilliam for being re-elected. The votes cast for trustee position 5 are as follows. Sonia Jones, 6,480. Allison Drew, 4,477. Raleigh U. de Mesa, 753. Angel Hicks, 3,223. Danetta Williams, 1,520. Sonia Jones had 39.38% of the vote. Congratulations to Ms. Sonia Jones for being elected to position 5. Certificates of election will be prepared and presented to each elected trustee. In the bond election for the Fort Bend Independent School District, there were 18,889 total votes cast in Proposition A as follows. 12,404 votes, or 65.67% of the total votes cast, were for Proposition A. 6,485 votes, or 34.33% of the total votes cast, were against Proposition A. Proposition A was approved. There were 18,858 total votes cast in Proposition B as follows. 12,564 votes for, or 66.62% of total votes cast were for Proposition B, and 6,294 votes, or 33.38% of the total votes cast, were against Proposition B. Proposition B was approved. There were 18,823 total votes cast in Proposition C as follows. 10,666 votes, or 56.66% of the total votes cast, were for Proposition C. 8,157 votes, or 43.34% of the total votes cast, were against Proposition C. Proposition C was approved. Regarding the bond election, may I have a motion to declare the results?
Yes. I move the Board of Trustees approve and adopt the order required by law declaring the results of the election and authorizing the issuance of bonds in the amounts and for the purposes mentioned in Proposition A, Proposition B, and Proposition C, and that this meeting was properly noticed by law.
I second.
Okay. There being no other business on this agenda.
You need to vote.
Oh, we do need to vote on that. Okay. May I have, please vote. All in favor. Raise your hand. All right. All for, all against? All right. The motion carries 3-0. There being no additional business on this agenda, this meeting is adjourned.
May I please have everyone's attention? Before the meeting begins, we ask that everyone please silence your cell phones. The Fort Bend ISD Board of Trustee meeting is an open meeting for the public to observe district business. Therefore, patrons may only address the board during the designated audience item section on the agenda. If you have printed material you want to give to board members, you must provide them to me or any officer present, and we will provide them to the board. We also ask that members of the audience be respectful of others by remaining quiet so that everyone is able to hear the proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant. The time is 6:01 p.m. and this meeting is hereby called to order. We have the presence of a quorum attending in person. Notice of this meeting has been posted online and at the Fort Bend ISD Administration Building for at least 72 hours. Typically, we would begin with the national anthem. However, the Willow Ridge High School Choir is going to be coming to do that. So we're going to move along and then we'll go back to the national anthem once they arrive, because I know those students are really looking forward to performing.
It was late. The bus was late.
Yeah, the bus is late. Okay. So anyhow, we're excited for them, but we'll come back to that in a minute. So we'll start with, and actually we'll skip the moment of silence as well, and we'll do that once we do the national anthem. So we will begin with recognitions, as I know there's a bunch of students to recognize this evening. Miss Williams, you have the floor, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, Madam President. Thank you very much. We do have probably a record number of recognitions this evening. In a couple of cases, we're going to do things a little differently. As you mentioned, we're going to have 2 recognition sessions because we have listed a couple hundred students who are being recognized tonight. So this is Group A. We're going to start with Fort Settlement Middle School. They earned national distinction by being a redesigned school to watch by the Texas Association of Secondary School Principals and the National Forum to Accelerate Middle Grades Reform. Fort Settlement has been selected for its academic excellence, developmental responsiveness, social equity, and organizational structure and processes. Please come up, Dr. Jennifer Williams, Principal, Ms. Tracy Rich, Associate Principal, Ms. Susan Bacchus, Assistant Principal, and Ms. Dawn LaFleur, Assistant Principal, to be recognized. And now we want to recognize Mission West Elementary School teacher Dilma Calles. She's the bilingual teacher there. She has been awarded the Suburban Houston Area Bilingual Educators Teacher of the Year Award. Dr. Brittany Lindsay, Spanish teacher at First Colony Middle School. I think they're going to come up together. Dr. Brittany Lindsay also is the Spanish teacher at First Colony Middle School. She is the organization's World Language Teacher of the Year. Both received recognition for being exceptional bilingual and world language educators. Is there a team member named George? Congratulations to you both. And now, we're going to call a few names here. We have the Ridge Point High School girls soccer team here with us this evening. We recently saw a TV clip